Good morning, team. Hope everyone is doing well. 2 minutes late, apologies for that. Quickly had to run and get some water. How is everyone doing? It is Wednesday, 6th of September. Week has flown by. Amos, good morning. Mo, you know the drill. Tell me how it is. GJ yesterday, who held flip after we closed out? That thing flashed almost another 50. Where was it? Another 56 pips, but well done. I just caught like 1 point, I think it was 1.1 or 1.2%. But for the rest of you that held, well done. Neo, good morning. Wednesday, Monday, technically a short week. Monday, not doing much. And we've got quite a bit to go through this morning. Economic calendar is relatively flat for today. I don't expect much in terms of the economic calendar. Let me just change this quickly. Let's just grab this. Manmat, good morning. Chef, how's it going, my brother? All set up, ready for the new day. Fantastic. Yeah, guys, it's a blessing waking up in the mornings. It's the little things we can be grateful. We woke up, we've got the opportunity to do something that we love. If you're not doing something that you love, I would say change that immediately. Life's too short to be doing something that you do not love. And yeah, we need to jump into the analysis. Just gonna give it a few more minutes for everyone to get on. All right, let's get into it. Dollar index, weekly bias, we mentioned we are bullish. We've already pushed bullish, broken last week's high. On a daily time frame, yesterday closing very strongly bullish. And looking left with me, we've got quite a bit of area to clear to the upside. And can we get a move to 105.67? Because this is the range that we're currently in. We can get this daily coming back to retest this previous breakout area. I also mentioned yesterday a lot of rejection in that area. Could this be the day that we break through? We've broken through. Now the thing is to stay above that level. That is the other question that we need to answer. So daily bullish, 5-minute time frame. Let's see what we are working with in terms of ranges. And we're currently trading below the Asia lows at the daily pivot. So technically for me, if we can, let me just zoom in this chart for us. Keegan will be joining a little bit later. He just quickly had to go and do some stuff for the office. So currently trading below the Asia lows. Respected the daily pivot, and I would say if we can get back above the Asia lows, anything like this, I think we can continue bullish. Otherwise, like I mentioned, quite a big bullish daily candle yesterday, so we could see some type of deeper pullback all the way back to this area right here. So I wouldn't be surprised if you start breaking the daily pivot level to come back to 104.35 and then later in the day pop back bullish. But in the meantime, for bullish continuation, this is what I would like to see on DXY. Gold daily is bearish. Yesterday we mentioned as well, yesterday morning, this tiny little break of structure there that gave me the confidence that we could be bearish on the day. And now obviously, where's our next range to fill? We could come all the way back down to 1917. And on the 5-minute time frame, let me just get the 5-minute up for us, and our Asia low and high. Already took Asia highs, currently back inside of the range, trading below the daily pivot, and our accumulation distribution also showing clear bearish momentum. And I would say 1926, 1926.50. This is going to be your area of contention. If you want to see a move lower, you would want to see price rejecting in that area right there. Let me just zoom in the chart for you guys to see. So I think this is going to be our box of play, where we want to see price either reject and come lower, or we actually going to hold this and break higher. But ultimately, Asia highs, that's your area of contention for this morning on gold. GBP USD weekly bias is bearish, daily bias is also bearish. If you look with me on the charts right here, daily clearly closing below this area of support. TC, good morning, man. Trading below this area of support, broke structure. And if you look left with me, we've got this area down here to target. So 12500, that could be on deck for today. I'm bearish on the day in terms of the 5-minute time frame, where we are in the ranges. Asia high and the daily pivot very nicely coinciding. Let's just pull this up there. Yesterday we missed the sells, never got a pullback, just flushed straight away around about 7 o'clock from the daily pivot all the way down. 80 still bearish, trying to almost bottom out here. I would need to wait for that to fall in line with my short bias. On the 15-minute still below though, but on a 5-minute time frame still trading above. So what I would want to see, come lower, pull back into Asia highs, daily pivot, and this is where I would most likely look for my shorting opportunities. Do need to note that I need to wait for the 80 to start flipping bearish. Even if it runs without me, that is completely fine, but according to my rules, I want all of my boxes to be checked, and if all of them do not check, I'm not taking the trade. So USDs are also very nice trade on Monday, I believe. We entered the absolutely massive run to the upside. Nonetheless, we followed our plan, we made profit, and it's on to the next. In terms of the daily bias, I am bullish on the day, and I just want to show you guys why I am bullish. So yesterday, closing above this previous area of resistance, currently retesting it. And we've got a lot of clear range to work with on the daily. If you look left with me, 1965 could be on deck if we start moving, maybe not this week, but into next week. And we are also bullish on the week. And in terms of a daily trade that we can take, I'm going to monitor the daily pivot, still currently trading inside of the Asia range. We already spiked the lows, that is quite a good sign. So I would want to see something like this, push up, come back into the range, retest the daily pivot, 1920, this area right here. That's where I want to be a buyer. Also, I would need my accumulation distribution to start trading back above the 200 as well. So at this stage, cannot really look for buy continuations up until my 80 falls in line. But bullish on the day. GJ, daily bias is bearish, no, bullish, apologies. Yesterday quite a deep pullback. We were actually technically bullish on the day as well yesterday, but we had some bearish momentum on the lower time frame. So daily time frame 186, I think we could potentially tap. One interesting thing though is that you can see price is starting to coil on GJ, so there's a breakout going to occur. You could get something like this where for this week, early next week, we coil, and that's going to go both ways. That's the thing with this type of coiling price action. It can literally go both ways. Again, if you look at it from the bigger picture, we're still in this expanded range, and if you really think about it, we are now literally in the middle of the range, or very close to the middle. So this is a ranging market. If you didn't know what a ranging market is, now you actually saw one. But on the day, there's enough range for me to trade up to 186. Bullish on the day, 5 minute. How can we execute? Let me jump to the lower time frames. Already breaking below Asia lows. Again, starting to show bearish pressure above the weekly pivot though. So interesting. I'm going to say I'm going to go with something here. I'm going to either look for buys there, so some type of divergence on my 80 while price is trading lower. The 80 is starting to move higher, so I want to see like some type of buy side divergence. The other case is if we start trading back above the daily pivot right here and the Asia lows, I will be still looking for buys. I am bullish on the day. Also, one thing to note, we are at the round number right here. This is the round number. Let me just edit this for us. So institutional level, and it's going to be interesting to see how we trade around this number. Good morning, Neil, Charles. Good morning, good morning. How's everyone doing this morning? I can see you guys are ready to press those buy and sell buttons. So I'll set alerts after we're done with the analysis. 15 minutes still to go to the open, but key level right here, round number. If we hold here and we start trading back above, start breaking structure, for instance this structure right here, that will be a potential positive sign for us to continue bullish. Otherwise, yeah, I'm not gonna sell into this market. UJ daily bias is bullish. We broke out of this range right here. So technically looking left, we've got 148.60, so about another 100 pips up. I am bullish on the day. 5 minute time frame. Let's quickly run through the 5 minute. Currently trading below the daily pivot. Accumulation distribution bearish. I am not gonna sell this. I want to see us regain again Asia lows, daily pivot. If I don't get that, that is completely fine, but not necessarily going to sell here. No sells for me. And then over to the indices. Almost I'll do euro for you as well. I've got it on today. US 30 bearish. Remember yesterday we discussed that this is the potential that could happen. So yesterday told you guys that this could be a potential swing point. We can break structure lower, exactly that. So I am bearish on the day. 5 minute time frame. Where are we trading? We are trading quite a bit below the daily pivot. Currently trading at the Asia lows. Accumulation distribution still nicely bearish, as you can see right here. Let me just pull this up for you guys. So Asia lows, I would want to see if we can get some type of break and retest on Asia lows for a move lower. Just want to see what the Hang Seng did in Asia. Basically flat on the day, so not too much contagion coming from Asia. But Asia lows, that's going to be key for me. And let's see if we can execute on it. Nasdaq, you will see that I've placed my bias as neutral on the day due to the fact that even though we closed bearish, we did not break the flat body resistance there. Also, we did not break or did not close below any of these levels. So neutral, still in a daily range, tight little range right there. 4 hour also still above the weekly pivot, but going with neutral. 5 minute, where are we on the 5 minute? So starting to see some bullish pressure creeping in. If I look at the 80, you guys can't see it, let me just pull it up. As you can see here, still down. Accumulation distribution is still pointing down, but in terms of price is starting to move above the 200, but still a bearish market. And exactly the same with this. Asia lows, I think, is the contention area for us for potential sells. Pivot, I wouldn't necessarily say I wouldn't sell it, but we've got this area down here. Maybe the pivot, not a bad idea. We've got this liquidity sitting here, so retail market trying to buy this up, so it could be a nice flush again to the downside, similar to what I mentioned yesterday, where we had, where was yesterday's price action? Yeah, yesterday was this level here. Remember I mentioned we've got all of this liquidity sitting there, and I think once we flush through it, we can get a nice move. So something maybe similar to what we had yesterday. And let's see if we can execute on that. Nice little break below Asia lows. I'm not going to trade inside of this range, so I'm not going to take the pivot. I see this as a bigger range, but I would love something like this. If we can get this on the 5 minute, that is something that I would consider. Nasdaq, Euro USD for Amos, especially for you, my brother. Daily bearish. Let me just zoom in here. So that short-term support structure got broken down. Also looking left, we broke below that structure level, and now most likely where can we go next? All the way down here. So bearish on the day, 5 minute time frame. Where are we in the ranges? Still below the pivot. However, accumulation distribution trading above the 200 starting to try to make a move up. I would, however, say I would need this to come back in line for shorts. Otherwise, we can make a deeper pullback on the day, but ultimately I would say your area of contention is right here. This is where the bulls and the bears are going to battle. We've already taken Asia highs. I would say if we do something like this a little bit later on, push back up and then reject the daily pivot and trade back inside of the Asia range, we can see that move lower. But again, accumulation distribution needs to fall in line. Guys, that is the morning analysis. Now we wait for the open. 9 minutes away from the open. I'm going to start setting some alerts for us. I do feel like there's some very good opportunities for us to potentially take in the markets. We just need to be patient and see where we are after the open. 15-minute shuffle as usual. You guys know the drill. No trades within the first 15 minutes of the open. And believe me when I tell you that will save you a lot of dollar. And with that being said, just a disclaimer, These streams are purely for educational and entertainment purposes only. They should not be seen as financial advice. Please seek consultation with your financial advisor before making any financial decisions. You will lose money if you follow what we do on these streams. And with that, best of luck for the session, guys. Remember, these trades that I take are my trades. I am not advising anyone to take a trade with me. If you take a trade with me, it's on your own risk. It is still your trade. You are the guy pulling the trigger. So win, lose together, that is fine as long as you man up to your trades and it's ultimately your trade. Always remember that. Yeah, GJ guys, I'm gonna set some alerts at the Asia lows. I want to see what we do at Asia lows, whether we can get through the Asia lows. I'm not gonna buy the pivot. I'm gonna first, I'll rather miss out on those pips, but I want to see what we do here. If we can start breaking structure higher, because currently the order flow is bearish. We can't deny the fact that we are breaking structure lower. So basically impulse move down, consolidation, impulse down again, this little consolidation here. So this area right here could be potentially an area to continue selling, and that's why I want to see what we do once we are back inside of the Asia range. Same thing with USD JPY. Order flow is still very bearish. 147.40. Guys, we are over 20 people in here. Can I kindly ask you guys to like the stream? I appreciate that. We do these streams completely for free. Help someone else out by liking the stream and helping us with the algorithm so we can get more people on the stream. So I would really appreciate if you guys would like the stream, and I really appreciate everyone joining. I really enjoy doing these streams. I really look forward to it every morning, and slowly but surely we're building the community. Discord server going live on Friday, and that's also going to give us further opportunity to grow the community, engage with one another, interact, and yeah, I'm very excited for what we're doing. And I hope you guys as well. I'm a very muted guy. I'm not this energetic guy that some people will see on other streams. Unfortunately, I actually spoke to Mo in the office. I come from a very professional background, very high pressure environment, managing a lot of projects, people and tasks. So unfortunately you need to be level-headed. Chef, I don't offer mentorship, but I feel if you join these streams every day, I'm here for you to ask questions. You've got a mentor every morning for 2.5 hours, so use it. Also, once we've got the Discord, I'll do some mentorship stuff in there, but I'm not gonna offer a mentorship where people have to pay money for it. Everything I do here is completely for free. If you want to support the channel, every morning just leave a like. Feel free to share this channel with other traders that are still struggling. And also, if you trade a live account, feel free to sign up with Vault Markets. We're not trying to push anything on you. Do your own due diligence on other brokers, but for me personally, I use Vault Markets. And if you want to support me and the channel, you can sign up with the link in the description as well. That is how you can support the channel. I will, as long as I'm capable and able, I will do these streams for free, and I will try and provide as much value as I can for free as well. Because like I mentioned previously on previous streams, trading is very hard, it is very difficult. And I wish I had something like this, somebody that's experienced sitting with me every morning on the charts, going through his analysis, taking trades live. And yeah, who are we having in the house coming Friday? We've got Giano van Wyk from Namibia. So Giano is joining us this Friday. Also a young and upcoming trader. They are doing some big things in Namibia. So Giano Friday. And then next week, I believe, I haven't checked, I think we're potentially getting Ken Chikbo on. Morning Leslie from George. Oh Leslie, hoe gaan het my maat? And Leslie and them are doing some great work in George. Be sure to check out Les and the Vault Markets team in George. We will still do something with the George office as well. Leslie, contact me on Instagram. Let's help the people, but I know you guys are doing good work there. Keep it up. I see Nas 100 bears pressures in control. Yes, we are looking for sells. Alright guys, market is open and in motion. 9 seconds. Let's see where we are. USD ZAR, GBP USD, all of these pairs have some nice opportunity for us. We just need to wait. Who took the sell yesterday on US 30? Very nice sell side divergence while we're making higher highs. The 80s started trading below the 200. I unfortunately missed my entry here. I'm very bleak about that. I missed my entry right there. Break of structure. You could have targeted the S1. Yeah, was your S1 level. Very nicely moved down, but anyway, I was in a meeting. Very nice move lower. Are you looking to sell GU? DT, I'm indeed looking to sell GU. I'm gonna wait for the 80 to get below the 200. I want to see some type of rejections right here. I am bearish on the day. If I don't get that, I will wait for something like this. But unfortunately, I cannot sell while all of my criteria is not met. Otherwise we can just take our rules and our trading plans and throw them out of the window, because that is the reason why we've got trading rules. Chris, US unemployment was an absolute shocker last week. Can you please explain why this would have benefited the dollar? NFP was on not a big surprise either. Laz, as mentioned, it comes back to surely with unemployed, that low, it would mean that Fed is keen to stop raising rates. It's a two-edged sword, Laz. So there's a slowdown in the economy. So US economy is slowing down. Dollar still being a safe haven asset. What do you do when there's risk in the markets, a risk off environment? You're going to flee to safe havens, which is your yen, your gold, your US dollar. So also the Fed mentioned that they're still going to do one more hike this year, so I think a lot of that is to do with the pricing in of that rate hike. But don't be too focused on the fundamentals. Ultimately trade what you see in front of you. If you're going to get caught up in the fundamentals and you forget to actually just trade that which is in front of you, you can be where I was a couple of years ago, where you're completely oblivious to what price is telling you. Price ultimately will tell you the story of where it wants to go and where you can potentially enter. USDZAR, guys, breaking Asia highs. DXY currently back inside of the Asia range as mentioned, so I want to see something like this. If we can hold Asia lows, that would be great. I would look for continuation buys on all of the dollar pairs, or actually sells if you're looking at the majors. So still looking to sell GU. I'm just going to wait for my setup to play out. USDZAR, I'm going to wait for a nice little break of structure, price to extend even say way past that and have a nice steep retracement, and by that time we could have the accumulation distribution back in order for us to execute some buys. But as mentioned this morning, bullish on the dollar. If we can stay above the daily pivot as well as Asia lows, then it should be a very easy move back to Asia highs, and then whatever we do there, we should be in and out of our trades. So nice little break of structure here on US30. How far is the 16 Asia lows? I'm not going to execute on that as of yet. I want to see the retest fail, because remember, your Asia highs and lows, that's where the manipulation occurs. So a lot of times you can get something like this where it breaks the Asia lows, and that is the fake out. This is what's grabbing liquidity to go back higher. So I want to see it clearly moving down, and I want to see it clearly failing once it gets back to the Asia lows. Always remember, as I've mentioned, the Asia highs and lows, that is where the manipulation occurs. That is usually where the continuation occurs. For instance, on USDZAR, what we're looking at is for that continuation higher, if we can hold the Asia highs. My NAS is 15275. 15275. Maybe you are on the cash market, almost. This is the futures. Just checking on my broker feed where NAS is. NASDAQ 15478. Oh, it's relatively close. Ah, your target. Okay, sweet. 15275. It's a big target, but you could potentially get there. Personally, I would lock in. If I was short from the daily pivot, I would lock it in here. 15,400, lock it in, maybe leave 10-20%, but that's just me. I looked on a daily. Perfect. Keep it simple, keep chipping away, guys. I actually had a chat with Jay Froneman earlier in the week, and we talked about trying to chase big RR trades, and for the most part trying to go for those 1 to 20s and 1 to 10s. It can wear you out. You're going to hit a lot of break evens, you're going to take a lot of losses, and at the end of the day, if you go and look at your data, if you were chipping away even 1 to 1.5s consistently, the guy that's every time going for like a 1 to 10 or like a 1 to 20, at the end of the day you both sit with the same net RR gain. So different ways to skin a cat. Don't get caught in trying to hit those home runs. Believe me when I tell you, I speak out of experience. I've been at this game for quite a number of years. Just keep that scoreboard ticking. No need for home runs. Keep the scoreboard ticking. Get your little singles on the board and build the innings for the cricketers. Next Friday, meet up here at the Port Elizabeth office, 189 Cape Road, from 1 till 4. We've got Jay Froneman in the house. He just needs to confirm, but provisionally Jay Froneman, yeah. And we're gonna have a lot more of those in-person meetups and sessions here in the office. So Port Elizabeth, get ready as we move into a new era. Thank you so much. I like my coffee, I like my women, strong and black. If you were wondering, if you ever want to bring me a coffee. Charles, US 30 on a sell, my target is 34,257 and 35,257. You lads are going for some home runs, but all of the best, my brother. I'm gonna wait for this to potentially pull back here to the Asia lows. Let's see if we can grab something there, and I'll just target S1. 60 points, I'm happy, I'm in and out. I'm not going, again, as I mentioned, I'm going for the low hanging fruit. I'm going for the easy targets. I am not trying to swing for the fences. K-Dog, give us a young breakdown on gold. I mentioned I'm bearish, Laz. I mentioned as well Asia highs. This could be your potential sell zone. The other potential sell zone is your Asia lows right here, because that is below the half round number. Take notes for the guys that want to trade gold. I've mentioned it multiple times. The gold algo works in fives. So always see where's your next $5 move. So 1925, below that we can go to 1920, and I would say you can give yourself like a $0.50 range up, like above it and below it, so something like that. For instance, let's do this. Let's take the border away. Let's give it a background. Let's lower the opacity, border off. Okay, that's not going to work, that background. Let's do something like that, perhaps. So that is your zone. And you can mark out these $5 zones for you, and you will see that price reacts off them. So always look at where's your closest round number, half round number. And if you trade gold, will most probably trade in those grids, those $5 grids. You can go back, and I just pull these three zones here, and as you can see, for the most part there's usually reaction of those zones. Don't thank me, thank yourself for being here. Lads, it's just moving levels. Like I've mentioned, my trading is not about a lot of weird funky things. I literally came to the conclusion that price is literally just trading price levels. So price will go from the one level to the next, and my job as a trader is just to get in at the best possible level, or as close as possible to the daily equilibrium, which is the pivot, the neutral point for the day. Because once you start moving away from the pivot, then obviously your probability becomes lower and lower, and the range that you target becomes less and less. So the closer you get it to the daily pivot, the bigger chunk of the daily range you can catch. Because every pair has got an average daily range. For instance, GBP USD, maybe its average daily range is 35 pips. So you want to catch a big chunk of that 35 pips, for instance. USD JPY back inside the Asia range, massive rejection off the weekly R1 on DXY. USD ZAR also most probably will start coming down. GBP USD making its way back up. Nasdaq absolutely dying. US30 dying as well. Analysis played out. I didn't execute, guys. I wanted the retest. We can still get the retest, but absolutely beautiful analysis. If you were trying to buy in any one of these two markets, we gave you the bias for the day, we gave you the reason for wanting to sell, so at least we saved you from buying. Let's get Keegan on the call. And another thing, guys, patience. Laz, I think you need to come and see me. You're stressing me out, brother. There's absolutely no need to rush this process. Always remember with trading, always remember the compounding effect. your equity curve can look something like this, but you get to a stage where your growth becomes exponential. So there's no need to rush this process from year to year. And that is one of the biggest killers in trading, is time. Nobody has got the patience. That's why even with prop firms giving us unlimited time, you still get oaks trying to rush a prop firm challenge. Because prop firms have seen that traders do not have the discipline and the patience to actually stick it out and do something like this. So you could be here in your journey, this like break even loss stage, but stick it out. Nothing worthwhile is easy. So stick it out. We've got K Riz back.
What's up guys? Hope you guys been having a good morning, ready to kill the markets. Just on that note, I am actually so close to executing longs on gold.
And with that, the daily wager, Keegan is bullish on gold, I'm bearish.
Oh damn, are you going bearish?
Guys, who are you backing in the chat? Let me actually run a little poll here. And so
for me, my thing is, so obviously I obviously missed out your analysis. So why are you going bearish now?
I'm gonna tell you now. K Riz or Chris, let me know you guys are backing. So daily time frame, if you look at it on the daily, so yesterday's daily candle, remember we were bearish yesterday due to the fact that we had this tiny little structure break there, and then we started breaking yesterday's lows. And if you look at the daily now as well, we closed below this area right there, and in terms of range we can push all the way back here. But I also mentioned it was a massive sell day yesterday, so you can get something like this where we pull all the way back, like very deep.
Yeah, so you see, my thing is, so I agree with what you're saying. So basically, when you look at the top of the move, we found key resistance at the top, and that's why we closed below and we had the move down. But as you always say, you obviously can't continue bullish the whole time. But literally where the market is now at 19.25.580, if you look to the side, this was a key place in the market. So where, for example, candles were closing above, continued bullish, candles that closed below continued bearish, and this was a key area we broke with that bullish candle there on the left now. So now we've actually come back down to find this now as support and not resistance. And the thing for me is, as you always talk, we already have taken out the daily low of yesterday, so we have made that wick to the bottom. And as you also like to say, your Monday, Tuesday is kind of the opposite direction of the week, and I do see your weekly is bullish.
Yes.
So for me, this kind of is literally like, if I'm going back to like my roots and I'm going swing trading, this is like my bread and butter. This is what I look for. This is literally that perfect entry point. And insane as well. I mean, when you look at gold, you always have to consider the dollar, and as well, DXY has closed above yesterday, very strongly above a key level as well. So doing the same thing, it also has continued down to take out the daily low. So with the dollar going to continue up, it does make a hard point for gold. So the thing is now, the dollar has to go to war. It's now going to see, can it continue to carry bullish, or will it have that slight pullback, which again means gold will then get that pushed up again.
Justin, you know I still owe you money, bro. If you're going with Keegan, you're not getting those funds for the fame. No, I'm kidding. But in all honesty, Justin, please send me what I owe you, brother, for the care package you dropped off yesterday. Jabazana vessels. Keegs is in the lead, yeah. All right. Guys, Monday to Friday, 8:30 till 11, sometimes 12. Follow us on Instagram, Chris Market Bull, on X, C Market Bull. I will see you guys right now. Give me 90 seconds and I'll be back.
Yeah, guys, so just letting you know, I am in the trade at the moment. We are risking 0.5% of this trade. As like we said, it is risky. These are the days, like I said, where you're kind of looking for that flip zone. So like I say, you play like on the edge of the fire. So you're either going to get burnt or you're going to walk away with some s'mores. So you're just going to have to see how this one plays out.
TC, thanks. Yeah, I really enjoy what I do. Shit, Keegan pipped me 55% to 44. I hope you guys are going along with Keegan, the young bull against the older bull.
Well, I'll give them an update. I'm in the trade at the moment, so we are having that little initial drawdown. But as I said to them, you're on the edge here. When you're trying to trade these flip zones, I do risk 0.5% as it is risky, but obviously you are going to catch a much bigger move. So that low risk to high reward.
Where did you enter?
1924.94, but initially that was because of spread. My entry was lower, but I see that's where I got entered at.
And your stop $2.
Yes, so my stop is at 1922.96.
Best of luck to K Swizzle. May this thing turn around and blast through the Asia highs back to the daily pivot.
You know, I think it's interesting that we've actually also got PMI today.
Do we have PMI?
Yeah, 4 o'clock.
Oh, hectic, yeah, we do. Yeah, it's a red folder.
Oof, I see some juicy USD moves coming in.
Alright guys, GJ, as I discussed, we're getting that move. Still not out of the woods yet. This area right here, 80, still below the 200. I'm gonna patiently wait, but this was discussed. I mentioned if we can get back above. So we held a round number. Now if we can get some type of support being formed in this area right here, that is what I'm looking for. USD, nice break and continuation. I'm gonna actually set some alerts at the Asia lows, and let's see if we can get some trades. GBP USD making its way back up as well. Can't short with the 80 above the 200. Starting to turn slightly bullish now. Weekly is bearish. I will wait. DXY back at Asia lows, trying to hold that level. Again, as mentioned, we can get a deeper pullback all the way here. So just be very aware. Be mindful of the cat pairs. We have interest rate at 10. Thank you, Jeevan. I must actually range Jeevan as well. Guys, USDs are coming back as I mentioned. Only thing is my accumulation distribution is not in line. That is not something, it's a non-negotiable for me. I want all of my items to line up. GJ is starting to do what I wanted it to do. And I think once we get back here, we will get some type of buy side divergence. So still on deck. GU, I can already tell you now the ICT guys are selling it here. So this is the little Judas swing, what they call it. This is the OTE zone, fair value gap, whatever it is that they do, but they are technically short here. And correct me if I'm wrong, if you trade ICT, I think it's in the middle of this box, the OTE. So let's say the 70.5, and you would target Asia lows, and your stops would be above that high right there. But for me, accumulation distribution is still pointing up. Keys, I think if you can get a very nice bullish engulfing here, like a strong, I think you guys are in for it.
Yeah, that would be like a nice ideal closure. But yeah, we're just going to see how this one plays out. Like I said, you kind of know what you're going into. So I said, like, yeah, doing your flip zones, it is very on the edge sometimes. But again, it's that juicy reward. As like everyone likes to say, the Instagram posts afterwards with their sniper entries.
Who have you guys in the chat? Yolandi Stewart, good morning. Who have you guys in the chat? Trade ICT. ICT traders are in sweep of the eyes, break of structure. I haven't even backtested this. I know there's one female trader that trades this very well. She doesn't, I don't think she's got a mentorship or anything, but she's literally built a trading strategy only around this. US City, can we get a pullback?
I was actually going to say to you, you're looking at anything now in US City.
I was actually, you were not here yet, but I was looking at this right at the open. I still mentioned like we've got all of this liquidity and we had this break of structure. I am bearish, like everything lined up for shorts. And I said I'm not going to execute on this candle here. Because again, it is Asia lows. It could be also the fake out where it literally does something like this, gets the sellers involved, and then literally snaps your neck back into the range. So I said I want to see it like move down, a nice clear break of structure, and then on the retest here, I'm going to look for shorts.
Yeah, because now literally what happened there is literally the move
yesterday.
I was waiting for the whole of yesterday.
Yesterday, I think it did the same. Asia lows was here. Okay, we got the retest, and then round about 20 past 10, literally just snapped all of the sellers. So be very careful. Yo guys, DXY back outside of the Asia range. I would say give it 10-15 more minutes. If you can't get back inside of the Asia lows, we could see this flash, and that's going to bring the gold bars into play. That's also going to continue GU higher. Because again, we've got all of this imbalance from yesterday here on GU, so we can get a push up and then come back down bearish. All right, ICT traders are in. Yeah, they literally nipped it there. I'm kind of old school, support and resistance, trend line, breakout and retest, trying to get a grip on SMC, but I'm seeing flames.
That's how I always say keep it simple. Like If you know me, that's like me through and through. I'm my support, resistance, key levels, break and retest, and there you go.
Dude, that's the weird thing. My strategy is also simple. Actually, at the one guy asked me, like, he feels he's missing out on a lot of things, and I said it's fine. It took me 8 years to get to this level of having my trading so simplified, but feel free to go through all of the strategies. Like, guys, there's not one strategy that I have not tested. There's not one bot that I haven't tested. So I've got the scars to show for it. So when I tell you guys something, it's out of experience. It's not me trying to be clever or anything. It is me going through it. All right, gold plays starting to get in line here.
Yeah, I just need a quick sniff of the stop loss just to know where it is, and then it turned around.
Nila, UJ buys, you should have been in on this 15-minute year already, but I see even the 15, if you're trading the 15-minute, this is marginal. Also, we had quite a big move up. Do not be surprised if we first do something like this to then only continue higher. And on the 5 minutes, still bearish for me, so, but it can run. Rika, good morning, Chris, the host with the most. You're running solo today. No, Keeks is in the chat, in the Zoom. I started off solo, but Keegan was kind enough to join us.
Found a gap in my schedule. The busy schedule of a trader.
GBP USD, strong bearish engulfing. I would have loved to get short, but as you can see, I cannot get short on this. 15 minutes still below though, but am I going to miss a nice short trade? That is also fine with me. Otherwise, I can take my entire playbook and throw it out of the window. Also, part of why I wanted to do the streams is to keep myself accountable. Because ultimately, these live streams are a live journal for myself. And I can go back, and if we take a trade, I can go, and if you think about it, professional sportsmen, especially NFL, even in rugby, it's become so technical that they watch their game. Even when I played Varsity Cup, we had our sessions where we watched your own game, you watch the opponent's game, and there's a lot of traders that they don't live stream, but they record themselves. And they go back in the day, and then sitting from the outside watching yourself trade, and then watching how you manage the trade, and then trying to refine what you could have done better. There's levels to everything in life, and if you want to reach a certain level, you got to put in a certain level of work and graft. So if you're putting in mediocre work with your trading, do not expect massive results. Your results are going to be directly correlated to the work you put in, the effort you put in, the focus you put in as well. So Coming to the charts, watching Netflix on the one side, chatting to your girlfriend on the other side, and chatting to your side chick on your laptop. Honestly, you cannot expect results then. I'm being naughty in GU cells as well. Neil, I have to be honest, I like the cells. This for me is a perfect entry model. Like I mentioned, the only thing is the AD, and I can miss it. It is fine, but the only thing that's not in line is the accumulation distribution. Otherwise, this is a perfect entry model for me. Let me actually get those entry models for you guys. I'm gonna copy and paste them on here. Let me do this. So what you're seeing now on GU is literally this, one of the entry models that I love trading. So you sell on that candle close right there. If this candle is like quite massive, I'll wait for a 50% pullback. But that is the entry model there. I almost took sales on GU, just didn't have one confluence and it hit. What would have been my TP sucks sometimes, but had I entered and it gone the other way, I would be kicking myself. Yeah, around markets are not going anywhere. There's no need to rush it. If your setup is not perfect, you don't need to take it. If I was short in this, first area that I would monitor are the Asia lows, which is also the half round number 2550. If we start breaking down there, my next target would be S1 2520, and after that I would call it a day. 50 pips, technically at 1%, even 1.5%, I would lock in 80 or 90% and let the rest run. DXY back inside Asia lows as mentioned, and we could see DXY making its move lower. Pound yen, I've got alert set. US 30 got alert set. I want to see what we do here. Potential sells. Let's see. Nasdaq also making a nice steep pullback. Euro USD struggling at the daily pivot. I'm using my 15-minute AD. Yeah, no, perfect, Neil. Then may the volume be with you. May the volume be with you. USDs are tested back to session highs. I wanted a bit slightly lower there, but it's fine. No harm done there. GJ, alright. Thanks up for the heads up on GU. Chris Marketable, it's a pleasure. I'm not going to allow Keys to listen to other music. He needs to listen to the elevator music with me. I see Keeks is jamming out there. We back to lo-fi.
There's elevator music.
Guys, are there any like playlists or soundtracks that you can play that's not copyrighted? Because they literally take your stream down if you play anything that's copyrighted. They literally block the stream.
Some Kanye West.
I actually need to check.
Because if I'm correct, I don't think his music's trademarked.
No. Let me actually just
or copyrighted.
Check.
You know, you talk about that, eh? So I don't know if you saw this whole chick, what's her name, Bobby, that's been doing these interviews with like all these celebrities.
She's weird. She's weird. Is that a weird one that talks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like all monotone. But now, so did you see the interview she did with Drake?
Where she asked him for money.
I think so. Where they were laying in the bed.
Yeah. She then asked him for like 50,000 G's.
So do you know that whole interview's been taken down off the internet?
Why?
So apparently something happened afterwards, or even already during the interview, which Drake didn't like.
Oh yeah,
so
I know Drake.
It was a strategic thing, and he played that whole Tiger song that we asked, like, does she know Tiger? And they started playing it on the interview, and like he kept the song playing. And after the podcast went out, like they had some agreement, and she still wouldn't stick to the agreement. So he went to like the companies and that for the copyrights, and said, "Listen, you need to go check out this video. She's playing copyrighted music from Tiger." And they had the whole thing shut down, and she had to take down all the videos.
My thing is, how did she get famous, bro? Like, she just popped out of nowhere.
I think it literally was the whole video she did with Drake. So she actually did a video with someone first. Like, I could be wrong, but literally it was like a video like with Elon Musk or someone.
No,
like that. Like,
it was a comedian. I watched it. I still laughed.
Yeah, so she did that with someone, and that kind of put her on the market. And in that interview, she apparently made some mention about Drake. And then like afterwards, they hit up the manager, and he was like, "Oh, cool, he'll do it."
Pips pay my bills. My goodness. Is that even a song? Pips pay my bills.
Yeah, guys, I don't think, unless Chris already said it, but I don't think we're going to ruin it. But we actually are making progress with the community group.
I told them we're going live on Friday.
Yeah.
I haven't dropped the name of the community yet.
Nah, I was going to say, yeah, the name's fire.
I actually want to add one thing to the name though. I'll pop it to you in Telegram. I was thinking of we're keeping the crux of it, but check on your Telegram. I think that's got a nice flow to it.
Yeah, no, that sounds good, and it's better than like the typical stuff you always see.
Because it's technically what we are doing. Like if you say the name of the community.
Oh yeah, it's like actually like a literal thing.
Yeah, it's like a verb.
Yeah.
It's a song, check it out. Pips pay my bills. I think all the guys that play that song literally have went into poverty because Pips didn't pay their bills. Pips ruined them. I think you should rather play gospel music if you are in drawdown. and go and pray.
But you know, we talk about Alex G quite often now, and I think it's just because he is like quite hot in the markets at the moment. But just to compare, hey, so like knowing where he started from, Lambo posted a thing now like, yeah, just funded a new account, like about to flip this, and he's starting the account at $248,000. I'm like, bro.
It's just as well. I'm like, hey guys, gonna do account flip, 5 million in the account. Like there's no skill really involved in there. That is like,
Just pop 100 lot and there you go.
be honest, guys. If you are listening to Pips Pay My Bills, you either selling courses and signals, or you are not consistently profitable. So stop playing that song.
You know, there's a certain trader we always talk about. Like, I could imagine that's what's pumping in his office while he's sitting there with his bodyguards outside.
Oh, let's not even go there. Bots pay my bills. Selling bots to clients.
It's time to go beast mode.
Guys, and I have warned you on the stream, if you buy a bot and you get killed in terms of your equity and throwing money into that bot, you have been warned. I must actually get Mo to clip that. There is not one single bot that is going to be profitable over 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. The only one that's going to be profitable is the guy selling the shit to you. Believe me when I tell you that.
But you know, we've had this conversation, like the whole thing with the par. So, for example, like if you have a whole par and you know it's the best out there, I can just have the par for myself. But same with the bot now. If I've got this bot that's making me millions every single month, like I can just have the bot. Why must I give it out to other people?
China, dude, it's anyway, guys, you have been warned. We have also told you about Pips Pay My Bills. That should be actually blocked. And I wouldn't even put that bad energy on you guys playing that song. Anyone take a trade this morning in the chat? Anyone execute? I know Keegan is taking a proverbial swing here on gold. And Laz, please don't stack gold now while it's in drawdown. Please.
No, please don't. Like I said, this is a swing trade, so this thing really can go either way at this point. This is
Laz,
not a trade to be stacking.
That's why Laz is not in the chat. That man is stacking gold. Alright, DXY holding Asia lows. I think if we break session highs, we can see a move to the upside. USD back at session lows. Not getting that pullback we wanted. That's fine. GJ back at the daily pivot. Only concern is that my AD is still not bullish. UJ, nothing I like here due to the fact that we've had just this one straight move up. Also, my accumulation distribution still way below the 200. Can't do anything there. Can I potentially sell? I could. Asia lows. UJ, are we selling it? Are we buying it? Order flow is still bearish. We took out yesterday's high, barely started breaking structure lower. 147.41. Hourly closing 3 minutes. Let's see. Hourly is going to most probably close strong bullish, but still closing below this level right here. Already at the weekly R1. Guys, I am going to potentially go with a little bit of a R&D here. UJ. I'm very tempted to sell UJ. Very, very tempted to sell it. But then on the other hand, daily bias is bullish. You just have a look at the daily bias again. Now you know what? I'm gonna wait for this pullback, and then I'm gonna wait for what I wanted. Like I showed you guys this morning, I am going to wait for this to play out, and then I will rather go with the longs. That is what I'll be waiting for. GBP USD, as mentioned, perfect setup in terms of the entry pattern. Only thing is my accumulation distribution. I know Neil took it. Neil, very nicely done, my friend. 90% off, leaving the rest to run. Beautiful. DXY holding Asia lows back at the session highs. I do think once we break here, we're gonna start making that run to Asia highs. But if we fail here again and we get something like this, then we can actually see GBP USD starting to make its run higher. And this is the tough part of trading, waiting. Pips my bills is catchy, not gonna lie. Trading as a team, we don't trade alone. Held a trade for a week, making money from the phone. Chris, how can you describe working hard in the forex space? Is it about being on the chats 24/7, or what? Can you just break it down briefly?
Chris, just to interrupt you there quickly, I am out of the stop loss hit, and yeah, just hope you guys, people didn't stack that. Basically, that's just the joy you're trying to flip the trend.
Keegan took a loss here on gold. I do still feel that it can go either way. Like you mentioned, we have now taken Asia highs, we have now taken Asia lows, and also, as I mentioned, we are bullish on the week. And I do feel if we get something like this a little bit later on and your 80 starts flipping bullish as well, then I think the buys are in play. But again, losses are part of it. We do not try and excuse losses or try and feel sorry for it. It's part of trading. If you can't take a loss, you're in the wrong place. Chris, how can you describe? So working hard. So there's something in trading, like you can sit for 18 hours a day in front of the charts, and that is not hard work. You can sit for 4 hours and you can work a lot harder than just sitting there and watching. So when I talk about hard work, especially if you are still new to trading, the hard work comes in by journaling your trades. The one thing that traders do not do is they do not journal their trades. They're too lazy. And what I mean by journaling, what time did you take the trade? A picture of your setup, so basically copying it. Trade management. How did you manage the trade? Where did you take 50% off? Where did you move stops to break even? Your trade plan, continuously working on your trade plan as to what is your entry criteria, and then ultimately your risk management. And again, I told you guys, if you just consistent here with your lot sizes, let's say for instance just trade one lot, keep your stops the same. Like I've already given you guys what I use. Like keep your stops the same, 15 to 20 pips, whatever it is. Just these two items here can already get you to the stage of profitability. And then the other thing is back testing, going back, seeing your setup play out. Like I mentioned, I've been trading for going on 9 years. I still went out and made the effort to draw these little flashcards that I've shown you, where I go through it, not every morning, but I should actually be going through it. Like these little flashcards I've made for myself. It looks simple, but weirdly enough, when the market is moving, you forget what you are looking for. So I know exactly what I'm looking for at what point, and if I get that, I enter. So do not misconstrue watching the charts for hard work. There's critical work you can do in terms of being critical as to when you trade, how you trade, and also to be critical in, if you took a loss, why did you take a loss? To go and sit and see, okay, what did I do wrong? What did I not see in the markets? And then the next time you basically imprint that and you look for it. So mine is very simple. Asia lows, Asia highs. I take my Asia range from 12 in the evening South African time to 6 o'clock in the morning. That is my Asia range, and then I use the pivots. It's a simple indicator, pivots traditional. I use the 5 minute, and all I want to do is I want to get as close to the daily pivot as possible. If I'm selling, I would love to sell from the Asia highs. If I'm buying, I would love to buy from the Asia lows. And then the only other indicator I don't use the moving averages that much. It's just purely as a momentum indicator where price is. The only other indicator is my accumulation distribution with a 200 period moving average on it. And that is basically what I use.
Yeah, I think just to wrap in like everything you said there, Chris, like honestly, like with trading, it's one of those things where, like you said, you can sit and just stare at the charts for hours. But honestly, from what I learned, where I really progressed, was it's one of those things you have to literally become obsessed with it. You kind of have that dark mode you go into where you switch off. You want to know the ins and outs, the how, when, what, everything about the markets. So like you said, you need to backtest, but for example, I need to know what time of the day I'm most successful. When I trade a pair, what is it I'm looking for? What time frames respect each other the most? For example, if you're doing support and resistance, like you learn every little bit about the market, about the pair, about your strategy. If you really wanted to learn, it's not just sitting there and going over. And then like you said, it's backtest and backtest each and everything. And we always said like people backtest the strategy. And I know, for example, a few guys, I was like, oh, they backtested it. They took 10 trades and the 10 played out. Okay, well, go backtest 100 trades. Go keep on, like really put the work in, really build up that database of information.
Rika, very good question. Chris, would you look to buy or sell from either a pivot R1 to 4 or S1 to 4 if price is far away from the daily pivot? So very, very good question. So let's say, for instance, let's go to GU for instance. Let's say I am bullish on the day. My accumulation distribution is above the 200. But let's say technically this year was S1, I would then buy it. That is almost a higher probability play than buying it from the pivot, because that is then technically a support pivot to buy from, and I've got my accumulation distribution that's also pointing bullish. So most definitely I will deliberate practice. So Neil can also tell you, I think Neil, was it 2 months ago, we had quite a few of those where, let's say for instance, I was bearish like this, the 80 was doing this, but price was literally at a R1, and then I would sell that R1, and the only difference is you trading it from your R1 back to your pivot. So that is your point where you want to take it. I hope that makes sense. As mentioned, gold starting to try to punch through this 200. Asia lows can still come back into play. DXY rejecting session highs. As I mentioned, if we do something like this, I do think we're going to get a deeper pullback. But I think experience is important. Yeah, that's a thing. There's no substitute for experience. The big thing with trading is there is a level of subjectivity, and there is a level of discretion where you've seen something play out, you've got the experience to rather sit out, or you've got the experience to know. For instance, me seeing something like this, I know that at one stage there's going to be a flush, because the retail market is seeing this as support holding, and the more times that support gets banged up, I know the weaker it's getting. And I think retail will say, just look how strong the support is. But there's a lot of stops below here, and so stuff like that. Also in terms of times of the day, I had to go through all of that to really refine my time of trading to, say, 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon, and being happy to walk away and say, listen, yeah, I didn't get a trade. Like, I'm not going to sit there the entire day and know that the probability of success becomes lower and lower, because your highest probability of success is that first 2 hours of the London session and the first 2 hours of NYSE session. Also, how I found that out is that if you go and check all the successful stock traders, trade 2 hours a day. They trade when the market volume is at its highest, because the more volume in the market, the more probability for price moving. And that is why technically you only need 4 hours a day, and you can be very profitable. 4 hours a day, nothing more, nothing less. And I think for some of you that's over trading, reduce your time in front of the screen. All right, guys. Little bit of a change of plan here. If I'm going to get a structure break on UJ, I'm going to monitor this. If we start running up from here, also fine. But structure break back below Asia lows, I'm going short on this. Reason why I say that is if you look at your AD, let me just see if you guys can see what I see here. Let me just bring this up. So technically the accumulation distribution made a lower low right here. And on price from here, let me just bring that across. From this low right here, we made higher highs on price. So this technically for me is sell side divergence. And it's still staying below the 200. This 200 is starting to flip over, starting to point down. And we have yet to really pull back on this hourly, even though it's a bullish hourly candle. Very little bottom wick, pushing back up. And I think once this flips bearish, we can actually get a run down, because on the hourly time frame, we've basically created this weekly resistance there. We've broken structure to the downside. So I am going to flip my bias and I'm going to try some shorts. So just letting you guys know, I'm locking it in here to UJ. And I'm going to set some alerts on the Asia lows for us. And that is what I'll be doing. I'll be back shortly, guys. UJ, let's see if we can press some buttons on that. See you guys now. Sorry guys, I was muted. So Laz, what I was saying is in terms of the AD, you can move it. So left click, move your AD up and down how you want to move it. And then also here in your price bar, you can left click as well and expand it and reduce it. But I said you should only be focusing on the 5-minute AD, otherwise you could get clapped. So don't start doing some prophetic stuff. Don't try and find a reason for the trade to work. Like, the rules are simple. We trade the 5-minute pivots, we trade the 5-minute AD. Here's my taglines. Chris, the host of the most, and Keegs, the gold the gold pro, who's a bro.
Oh, that could be catchy.
I like that. Rika, do you sit there and think about this like every day before the stream, because you have dropped some fire catch lines? Jay Rizzle brings the sizzle.
Chris, you actually want to know something so funny, eh? Like, I'm looking at gold now on my high time, and like, I obviously just got into the office. I sat down, quickly had this analysis, looked at it like marking a key level, all this stuff, and I do still back it. But when I actually look at my bias, funny enough, I'm bearish on the daily.
It is weekly. It is bullish on the weekly, but
like I said, I think it's just as literally is at that point now. I feel if it has a big closure below, yeah, it can go bearish. Where if it pushes back up, it sticks to the bullish one. So it literally is at that key area now.
Rika, I think we will also range you. You've been here from the start, so we will range Rika. With great power comes great responsibility, so be sure to sanitize the chat of any misbehavior. Any negative comments, you will get timed out, and if you continue doing that, you will get banned. So far, it's only been positive. I have to say, I appreciate all of the positivity on the stream, all of the positive feedback. It is weirdly enough very satisfying here trading with you guys. And it also keeps me honest and accountable in terms of following my own rules. So, Benny Chimza, good morning, my brother. How are you doing this morning? I hope you are doing well. I haven't seen you on the channel. Guys, remember, I'm still looking for shorts here. So structure break here, and I'm gonna sell UJ. GJ, as well, as I mentioned, the AD is still not bullish. I mentioned this area right here could be an area where we could sell from, but I am bullish on the day, and I want to see us trading back above here. If we get something like that, accumulation gets bullish, I will look for longs. J Rizzle took the shorts here. J Riz, well done. 20 pips. I think it's a 1 to 2 if you had your stops there. Oh no, that's a 20 pip stop. I would go 15 awesome. Thanks. Been focusing on US Open. What about EuroCAD? Mutari, what about EuroCAD? Do you want us to look at EuroCAD? Let me know what you want to do with EuroCAD. We can have a look for you. Are you in longs? Are you in shorts? Are you looking to long? Or are you looking to short? Let us know. We can have a look at EuroCAD for you. No problem. But first, let me know what's happening with EuroCAD on your side. And then I will give you my view on it. Please look it up for me. I'm looking for longs. Where are you looking to long? Be specific. A lot of times in life, it's not about asking questions, it's asking about the right question. So, EuroCAD, let's do a quick top-down analysis for Mutari 96. He was born in 1996. And he is proud of that. So EuroCAD for me, Mutari, I would say we are in this range right here, from those highs to this low right here on the weekly time frame. Last week we had a massive rejection candle from the upside. Still technically this market is bullish, because from these lows, that is a swing point. From this low we took out that high, and this now currently is the pullback. If it's a three wave pullback or whatever pullback it is, this could be a potential pullback. This right here is secondary market structure. This is secondary market structure, and on the week I would have started the week bullish due to the fact that we closed bearish, but as you can see we already tested that previous area of support. So my bias would have been right to start the week, but now we have bounced off that level. So can we come back to these highs? Let's see. So my bias for the week would have been bearish. My bias for the day is bearish as well, due to the fact that we closed below this area of support there. And I would target yesterday's lows. The other side of the coin is that this daily can close bullish like this, and tomorrow is quite straightforward in terms of buying it back to last week's high. But today bearish, lower time frames. Let's look at what we've got. Currently pushing bullish. If you are going to buy this Mutari, and if you follow the streams, this is a perfect setup right here. Accumulation distribution was bullish. You had price holding the pivot. You had a nice 5-minute break of structure here. So I want to say you missed the buys. This would have been your entry right there. You could have had a 15 pip stop, and your first target would be R1, which is all the way up here. And just to show you what I mean about that entry setup, let me just show you again. You can take a screenshot of this if you want. This will be, I will share all of this in the Discord community on Friday. Please note that is free to join, but I will share this. So just want to show you continuation buys. I'm going to clip this for you guys, and I just want to show you exactly what this is. Let me just clip it nicely. Continuation buys. Let's put it next to the chart. What the fuck? Sorry guys. Let me just do this. Where am I pasting this? So right there, nice continuation buys. Let's just blow it up a little bit for you. But yeah, that's it. Resistance being formed there. Nice little break of structure. You buy on that close. There's your pivot. And if you want to buy now, good luck. May the force be with you, my brother. But this was your trade. this is now where the discipline comes in, at knowing that you missed the trade and closing the chart, looking for something else. Bron, can't go wrong with Chris's sense of humor. Chris, can I have some peaches for my UJ buys? Neil, no peaches for you. You were naughty on the 15-minute. I think you executed there. That was dicey. But guys, can we get some peaches in the chat for Neil, who's in UJ buys? I want to sell it. He wants to buy it. One of the traders that I've helped, I wouldn't say mentored, I would rather say a colleague, trading colleague. I don't see anyone as students or as mentees. I'm just literally sharing experiences here. I think we all have value to bring to the table. Guys, do you use timings when it comes to taking trade entries? For example, I've noticed a lot of times that a specific move that occurs usually repeats around the same time the following day. Rika, absolutely. First 2 hours after the open, that is our timings. Lol, I have entered at that point you illustrated. Mutari, I don't know if you are smoking something, but you said please look it up for me. I'm looking for longs. You did not say you are in longs, but if you are in longs, very well done. Very, very well done, Mutadi. And I think you have a very solid trade right there. Personally, if I was you, very close to session hours, I would lock about 80% in there and leave the runner. You can leave the runner up until this area right here, 4690. Very nice trade, Mutadi. Lol, I haven't entered at that point you lol, I have entered. Okay, Mutadi, after that fake breakout it reversed. All right, very nice, Mutadi. Mutadi, the brother with a plan. That is what I like. Okay, two things I'm looking for here on UJ before we sell. I'm either looking for some type of support, bullish candle there, then looking for a break, and then once we get that break of structure, I will be short on this. And let's see. In the other case, if you don't get that, all of the best to Neil in the longs. Neil, I hope it works out. I was bullish going into the day, but unfortunately the AD is not. Need bolt chains, check tomorrow. Cheers, Neil, see you tomorrow. But UJ, that is where I'm focusing now. Keeks, you still keen for that, for those gold bars, eh?
Yeah, definitely still keen. I think that's something we've mentioned before. Just because we take a loss earlier doesn't mean my bias has changed. I will still be sticking to it. Just we're gonna wait for a better entry, maybe a better confirmation. Again, like we were talking about earlier, I'm actually, like, my key time to trade gold is New York session. So we were a bit out of my element, if you want to say that. But yeah, still looking to go long with it.
I should actually hold you accountable then to say, Keeks, you shouldn't trade till NYC.
Oh, we got a bit sloppy there. I think yesterday, like, I just got that itchiness as well. I just wanted to press some buttons. It has been a while. And I mean, for those guys that know me, I used to trade almost every day, where I have been, like, making myself a lot more stricter. So I think every now and again I do just get that itch where I just want to buy or sell for, like, the fun of it.
Second opinion matters for us who still learning, so thank you so much, Mutari. That's why we're here to help, so it's only a pleasure. There's no shame in taking a bad trade or a good trade, so feel free. If you're in a long, say I long from here, I'm targeting that area, what do you think? And then I can give an opinion. But if you're just saying look at EuroCAD, so you could have said I entered 46.40, I'm targeting yesterday's highs or lows, whatever it is, then I can give my opinion in terms of your entry, in terms of the bias, and in terms of your trade management. Like I mentioned, session highs, that's an area that I monitor. So for instance, now with regards to your trade management, you got a very nice entry. We already filled this wick, so if we cannot continue past the session highs, very likely we'll see a pullback. How deep, I don't know, but very likely we'll get a pullback. So where is the German 30 guru?
Yeah, also just line that quickly. Yeah, if gold does turn bullish and it has moved to the upside, depending on today, we can definitely 100%. I'd be setting my TP about 1930 to 650, and occasionally again just wait for reaction there, because that is a 4-hour resistance. But if you do break through, we can possibly go all the way back up to yesterday's high of 1938. So if it does turn bullish, I definitely think those are realistic targets for you.
The German 30 guru, I had to have some hard words with him as well, trading German 30. He's off German 30 for a while. I think we should get Jevon on the stream again. I think it's very valuable, where I wouldn't say your judgment gets clouded, but if you are so focused on shorting a market or longing a market and forgetting to really analyze what you see on the charts, then sometimes you need to pay the price.
Yeah, guys. Also, I think it's also a way just to also say thanks to you guys for the support and for backing us. Because I'm not going to name names, but I do think Chris was showing me yesterday almost a little bit of a testimony of actually a result someone we know has made off it, and in the sense, not even just taking the trades, they literally put that faith in us. In a trade, for example, if we haven't even taken the trade, but because we said is what we're looking at, the guys take it, and they really have actually made some money. So I think also as a trader, it does add to our confidence a bit. It does also add to that when being in the markets. So not only for the channel, but everything, also just thanks to you guys for the constant support.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for all of you guys joining. Mutadi, I would have been bearish on the week, but obviously daily we've closed back above this area right here. We created this type of double bottom support structure. So GBP AUD, I would technically be bullish on the day. Let me see where we are on the 5 minute. Yeah, 5 minutes, I would say we've already broken and tested Asia lows, but we can go back there. I would say you would want to see this daily pivot level hold here, and I would be looking for something in terms of the setup there. Let me just go back to my reversal trade buys and let me snip the screen there for you and show you what I'll be looking for there. Absolutely mangling the word snipping. So this will be like some type of reversal buy you'll be looking at there, and these are some of the setups that I would look for in that zone. Either something like this, a break of structure, some type of double bottom, or if it's just one straight move down, this is usually what I look for. So I would say for your trade, you would be looking at one of these two scenarios here. And then you can look to get long, target Asia lows, and then potentially even target up here 19790. But I don't trade that pair, but that's just my opinion. Still waiting for UJ. This is my area that I want to sell from. And what are we selling? Let me show you guys what I'm looking for there. Very, very simple. I'm looking for something like this. I am looking for something like that. So in this case, the Asia lows becomes my pivot, and can also be a reversal trade sell, something like this. So two scenarios that we are working with. So let me maybe delete this one quickly. This is the other scenario. It's not always going to be perfect. Let me just get it like that. So what you see here, some type of like double bottom structure. That is what we, double top. That is what we had here. And then you've got this internal little structure there. That is the break that I want to sell. And that is what I'm looking at.
You know, just looking at it now, I actually forgot GBP also had PMI now at 10:30. But looking at the markets, that was like a non-event.
The GBP have PMIs?
Yeah, it did like nothing.
Bomb Squad Chronicles. Jason, now that you mentioned Bomb Squad, we had that saying when we cycled, the Bomb Squad, where you go out to bomb your legs on the road. Alright guys, get ready, 5 minutes. Let's see if we can break lower. UJ gonna take a swing at it. I need a nice strong 5-minute candle, something like this. Breaking structure. I will then be very aware of the daily pivot here, and if we break and close below that, session lows and ultimately S1. So be patient, we can still get our trade.
Yeah, so Chris, actually something now that like I've noticed, so you trade UJ quite often, but knowing how you trade and stuff, isn't it like kind of a contradictory pair for you? Because I mean that like is quite a range in market actually.
UJ, weirdly enough, it moves. When the day that it moves quite a bit. For instance, like yesterday we were looking for the buys of Asia highs that we didn't get, but also remember I'm only going for like 20 pips, so 20 pips I take 90.
That's also true, yeah.
So 20 pips for me is like bread and butter, but I think for a swing trader, not maybe the best pair to trade.
Yeah, I used to trade it like a lot in the beginning, and then eventually like I just faded it out.
Actually, a pair I shouldn't be trading anymore is GJ. Like, I think my hit rate on GJ has been very cocked. Let me actually go and check.
You know, funny thing now, and then you say that, and then GJ at a stage I think was probably my most successful pair.
No, same, yeah. So
I used to love GJ.
Okay, no, actually, so far I've had. Okay, so the last 2 weeks that's been one of my most successful pairs, and then US 30 as well. But there are times where I'm cuck with it, bro. Like I can't trade it. Like literally. I can't hit a win for shit on it. GJ and I said our goodbyes a while back. Love my golden GU. Yeah, the thing with GJ is if you catch it, you can catch it big. But for me, I don't know.
You know, tomorrow, Chris and I are going to challenge ourselves. When we trade, we're going to trade on the 1 minute time frame.
When did we decide this?
And that's I think the minute we do that, we're going to start getting clapped, eh?
Yes, the 1 minute.
We need the proper J money in the house to show us how to do that.
Jay Frohnman. Yes, I'm ready to sell this UJ. DXY. Multiple rejections off the session hours. Let's see if we can trade lower. Let's see if gold can get back inside the Asia range. GJ, as mentioned, I am not looking to sell this. Technically still bullish. You could have taken some buys off here, but I'm not interested. Price looks quite jagged. UJ for me is a lot cleaner, and I will execute on UJ. Let's see, 5 minutes. Let's break the structure. Let's not flush here, but let's just, if the market can park it right there for us, that will be beautiful. Park it there. GJ 1 second time frame. Yo, 1 second. My goodness. Manmat, the work you are doing is so amazing, all for free. We shall soon testify of this community. Many of us will gain confidence through this channel. We will make sure this community grows. Thank you so much, Manmat. Really appreciate it, my brother. That is ultimately what it's about. And as the Bible says, it is better to give than to receive. Once you are a parent, you realize that it feels much better to give than to receive. All right, 3 more minutes, guys. Let's see if we can execute on a trade here. We should celebrate the 1K subscriber count. We're getting real close. Orion, yeah, as mentioned, I will be flying out. One lucky subscriber to the office for a day. You will spend the day here with us, trade with us. We'll go for a meal, and you will be on your way back. Otherwise, if you are in Port Elizabeth, we'll maybe book you in one evening at a hotel here. Pay for your dinner with your partner. If you're not married, I will not be paying for your dinner or for your hotel room. I'm against fornication, so so then you'll just get a meal with us. I'm passing P next week. Carl, pop into the office if you like. 189 Cape Road. Feel free to pop in after the streams, come drink some coffee. I just bought you at 125574, targeting 15823. Any thoughts, Fanny? Yeah, it's still technically bullish here on the 80. This is a very nice example of divergence. See how price made lower lows, and see how the 80 made higher highs. So that is clear buy side divergence. So I don't think your buys are bad. Would I ever say your area of contention is Asia lows? You don't want price coming below the Asia lows. Carl Davis in the house next week, guys. He is going to send some fire signals for us to send on the Discord community. Carl Davis. Carl, where are you from, man? Alright guys, 50 seconds. I'm gonna go for it. I just want price to close here. Let's see if we can get something on UJ. I do need it to close below here.
So Chris, just back to earlier, I think I was don't know if you went through that. What was your NAS?
Say again?
What was your bias for NAS? I don't know if you
bearish. I'll go through it now. I just want to potentially execute.
Yes, so we're gonna do this bloody daily wage again.
Are you bullish?
Like I might, because I was gonna say there's literally a perfect entry I'm looking at now.
Guys,
so there's a possibility of what I might go for.
Guys, just to let you know, I am short in this market. Executed on the close of that candle, 20 pip stop up here. I'm going to target daily lows, 35 pips. One thing I need to monitor once we get here, and once we start getting close to the daily pivot, I want to see us break that and trade lower. But I am short UJ, targeting daily lows, and let's see. May the force be with us, may the volume be with us. Riversdale, Western Cape, small town. I know Riversdale, played against Oakdale there quite a few years. Actually played against CJ Stander as well.
I was gonna say, like, I actually also, we played there for the Oakdale Festival. I must say, it's a small town, eh? Like that festival, it's like super rugby when you play there.
That festival pumps, eh? Lol, Chris is a paying gig. Gigs is just me, or is it cold today, bro? Like, my hands are blue.
This flipping morning was ice cold.
Ask mate to check if we still have some electricity there before I switch on the aircon. Just ask him to check the electricity situation. Because I think we had like 50 units left, so I don't want to. That's
yeah, we've got 32.
32, so running on like reserve. So just to put it in into like some moderation for you guys, 32 is like when your reserve light comes on. You'll get to work, you'll get home, but don't think you're gonna come back to work tomorrow with that same tank. Bro, it is ridiculously cold here in my office. Gold making that move. Key, so to get back to Nasdaq, the reason why, so I'm neutral on the day. So technically I'm neutral due to the fact that I mentioned we are actually in this little range there. This daily has yet to close. Weekly I am bullish, and then on the 5-minute time frame we are below the daily pivot, below the Asia lows. So I told him I wanted some sells here after a break, and then I wanted a retest of that area.
Okay, so yeah, you basically we looked at the same things pretty much, but in a different way, if you want to say that. I'll actually send you the screenshot quickly so you can see my screen, so you'll see exactly what I'm talking about, what I'm looking at.
Guys, just a note on UJ, if we start doing something like this, and we hold here, I will close out. But while we are trading below the Asia lows, I'm still happy with this trade. Our next area of concern is the daily pivot. I literally just want to see us go through it. Or if we break below, I want the retest to hold, and I want to see something like this, tiny little structure break. Other than that, we're gonna let it move. We are going to let it move.
Yeah, so it's even easier. You can actually pull it up than if you want to. But that is what I would have been looking at for NAS now. So it hit my points and my alert went off, but I haven't got another retest.
What the heck is this thing doing, bro? So I just want to get WhatsApp back on my PC.
Yeah, I sent it to you on Telegram.
My phone died. Just give it to Kate quick. Okay, Keeg, share the chart here with me. Let me have a look. I'm gonna put on the heater here, but flip sakes. I say a lot of should stop that. Morning guys, I always look forward to the opening bell. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate what you are doing, helping us so much. Shout out to Vault Markets. It is absolutely a pleasure. Idris Elbow. Idris, is that like a playoff from Idris Elba? Idris Elbow. Getting some brain freeze there, Chris, bro. It is ridiculously cold, yeah. Let me just snip Keegan's tool here. Chart here. My hands are literally blue. And this top is not really.
Yeah, guys, also just going back to gold, I can't remember where Laz entered. I know he did mention, but I'm not going to go back in the chat and find that now. But if you are still holding, if your stop loss was a bit bigger, you guys should actually be in profits now. So yeah, just taking note that gold is slowly starting to turn around.
Yeah, bro, this is gold.
Why the hell did the quality come through so shit?
No, I clipped it.
Oh.
Alright, I see what you... Okay, so it's almost like the back test of that trend line and also that area right there.
Yeah, so as I said, I'm not a big fan of trend lines, but when I used to trade my indices, they were an added confluency, and just I did used to do well on it. So I'll obviously, if something's not broke, don't fix it. So I will just add those trend lines every now and again as that extra confluency, but that is purely not a like trading thing. But as you can see, I did still have the initial support zones. I do take my normal trading today, and that was retested, and now which will continue up to the highs. And again, that's where you'll wait for a proper break of structure to either continue to the upside.
Snippy's tool.
Yeah, guys, and obviously for those of you that know, we kind of started. Do they actually know about the chat? Should we mention it yet?
No, I don't think we've mentioned it.
Okay, no, I'm not going to mention it now. Then we'll mention it when it goes out on Instagram and stuff.
Guys, then potentially Monday, big announcement. Big announcement. I don't want to say anything now, but Monday, big announcement on stream. What's the Instagram handle? Idris Elbow. In the description, my friend, it is Chris Market Bull. Please note there are multiple fake accounts. I will never message you and ask you how your trading is going. I'm also never gonna tell you I found this very nice opportunity for you to invest in.
I think still, guys, also moving forward. Yeah, sorry, Chris. I'm just to say, like, with the Discord coming out, when that is out, guys, I do recommend that you guys do join it, because there's a lot of stuff I think we will be posting on there that you guys can follow and keep up with. Which might not be on the live. So for example, we'll be talking about it in the Discord, all the information, and then when we chat with it in the live, you're not going to know what's going on. So I do suggest you guys really, when the Discord and the group is out, joining it. It is just going to be a very more informative and kind of like little secrets that the Discord members will only know.
What I wanted to say is I'm still dumbstruck. Friends that I know will message me and say, hey Chris, is this a fake account messaging you? And I'm like, dude, you are messaging me on my real account. Why the fuck would I create another account and ask you how your trading is going?
Oh my word.
And I'm like,
no, but you actually say that, eh? Like, I've had so many accounts of Jay do that, and they'll message me, and it's literally the words like, so how's your trading going?
That's
why, like, firstly, you have my WhatsApp number. Like, message me. Why are you DMing me?
Vinny, link of the Discord is coming on Friday. We're just basically setting up all the channels within the Discord, all of the permissions, and also just finalizing the logo for the channel for the community. Keeks, ask Kate if I can get a Jacob's cup of coffee.
I will do that when I'm not getting ignored. So just let me get her attention.
Okay. Guys, so the Discord, we're gonna have a few channels in there. We're gonna have like the only chart section where you can share your chart setups, your trades, whatever it is. It's not an area to spam. We'll have like a little bit of a banter channel. I think we can also have like wins channel, for instance, losses.
I was gonna say, I think we should have like a setup, well, not a setup, so like a results channel.
Yeah.
That the community can actually share the results like with each other and everything.
So we're gonna have the results channel as well. I think for wins and for losses, we'll have the banter chat. And we will have our channel as well, where we just share our setups outside of the live streams, potential that we are looking at. And yeah, I don't want too many channels, guys. Just letting you guys know, if this candle closes like this, I am cutting this trade.
Yeah, sorry, Chris. So, yeah, Bron, just seeing your message on the group. Would I be buying on the flip of this gold candlestick? Just to answer that, I've got to take in mind that the 4 hour just closed. So, like Chris and I mentioned lots of times, how that kind of goes the opposite, the 7 o'clock one. I would want initially, what I'd look for is a confirmation here. I'd kind of want a nice bullish engulfing within a retest on the Asia lows, and that's what I would buy up to Asia highs. So I would buy, but obviously, like I said, with that 4 hour closing, I would need to keep in mind that we might go down just to grab the bottom wick in the next 4 hour, or this 4 hour candle now, and then continue up. So I will be looking for longs, but I will need that confirmation first. As I said, there is a possibility of making a bit of a bigger bottom wick first.
Okay guys, UJ, I want this to close below the Asia lows, and I want to see the next candle break structure lower. So I'm carefully monitoring this. Because if we close above again, we have yet to fail to close below. So every time, if you look left with me, we've closed back inside of the range and we have yet to fail. I'm going to give it one more 5-minute candle and I will let you guys know what I do. You know what? I'm killing this trade right here. I'm out. I don't like what it's doing. So -4 pips.
Nothing wrong with that, as you always say. Let the runners win and cut the losses short.
Yeah, and I don't like. I wanted it to reject there. So -3.9. I'll look for re-entries if we break structure, but here's my thing that I don't like. As you can see here, we have yet to close below and actually reject the Asia lows. So every single time we closed at a candle closure below, we immediately closed back inside. Here again, we moved lower, closed back inside of it. So not worth it. So again, what I'll wait for now is if we get another break of structure lower, I will re-enter then, and if we come back, I would want to see a failure then at the Asia lows and then the continuation lower, similar to what we had on GJ yesterday, where we sold right here. We sold on that candle. We had to push up. Asia lows got rejected. We sold there, rejected, and then moved down. But as soon as you start holding a level, you need to be mad enough to cut your losses. So it's a -3.9. We can sit and hold it and go to -20, but what is the idea behind it? I've told you guys, when it comes to trade management, that is a big thing for me, to reduce losses and reduce the size of your losses. Also DXY back at Asia lows, still holding it. So I took USD CAD fake out entries. Is this a good one? USD CAD, let's look at USD CAD. Where did you buy from, Carol? you can let me know from where you bought, and also let me know what is your plan for USD CAD. I don't even have USD CAD on there. I should have. Yeah, I've got it. Here's it. Fake out entry. I took USD CAD fake out entry. I don't know what entry you took. Buy or sell. Like fake out entry. I don't know what that is. You need to tell me, are you buying or are you selling? If you can tell me if you're buying or selling, then I can have a look. So USD CAD for me, I am bullish on the day. Only thing is the daily closed bullish, but closed below this area. And as you can see previously, this was quite a key area in the market. So bullish on the day, 5 minutes. Let's quickly look at the 5 minute. Here was your trade potentially on the 5 minute. I wouldn't have taken it. 80 is bullish though. It is pointing north, but still trading below. So Asia highs you could have bought. You could have made 10 pips, but nothing in line with what I want to do here. But the bias is bullish on the day, and ideally you would have wanted to buy here.
Yeah, Bron, so just go back to you. So with then our strong push at the upside, if this can close basically at the top of this wick, this candle is, so nice bullish engulfing, then come back down to a little like 90.24, between 680, 670. I'd then look for an entry there to then go long.
Actually leave this here. We closed for minus 3.9 there. Yeah. I'm gonna let the stream run up until 11:30. Still gonna wait for some potential re-entries. Other than that, this thing can start pushing bullish. We're holding Asia lows. Also DXY yet to break below Asia lows. GJ as well, I will be considering sells below this round number right here. I'm just letting you guys know we've had multiple tests on this level, and I do think if we can close below this area, I'm going to sell on the close of that 5-minute candle. I do not want to see something where we close below and we shoot all the way back up. I want to see us just retest that round number and fail. So looking bearish on GJ as well. 185. Round number UJ, same with UJ. I'll be looking for re-entries on UJ as soon as we get a structure break here. Again, thank you so much guys for joining the stream. I really appreciate it. 27 likes. We've got about 30 viewers on here. Can we get 3 more likes? Can we get 3 more likes? Can we bump it up to 30? 2 more likes. Appreciate it, guys. $30 likes, thanks so much. You guys are doing God's work here. Right guys, get ready. 4 more minutes. Even if we close somewhere here, I am going to execute on this. I'm giving it 1 more shot. 4 minutes 22 seconds. I'm going to do a quick toilet run. I will see you guys now. That is the last bullet for the session. Let's go. Alright guys, as soon as this 5 minute closes, I will be executing, and I do not want to actually even see it come close to this level here. I want to see it drive away from the Asia lows now. Multiple tests in this area. So either we're gonna enter short and get blasted, or we are gonna see it run, but I need it to close somewhere here. Right there, that 5 minute, not like that. Okay, there's our trade idea. If it closes like that, no execution. I'll wait then for GJ, either one of the two. Either one of the two. Okay, just hold now. Just hold. 50 seconds. Do not run away. Do we have news? Okay, no, nothing. Just in 11 minutes. Bond auction. Last bullet for the day. Let's get it. "25 seconds. It is showing 32 likes to be 100% factually correct. 32 likes. Thank you so much, guys. 11 seconds and 3, 2, 1. Hold. And boom, I'm in, guys. Short. Right on the close of this candle.
I think, guys, let's get some peaches in the chat there to bring some volume.
Dude, I don't know why, but this music sounds very loud in my ears. Okay, as mentioned, targeting session lows. I want to see a test there, and I want to see it flush. If we don't get that, if we do something like this, that is me for the session. If we do anything like that, chalking the idea, but a test perfectly fine. I want to see it then flush lower. So just letting you guys know, we've had multiple pushes to try and stay above. We've also had multiple pushes to try and stay below. But ultimately, I want to see it flush. If we can't flush it, then we scrap the idea. So 3 more minutes. As long as this 5 minute candle closes below, we should be fine. Two more minutes. We need this 5 minute candle to push down, otherwise I'm killing the trade right here, and that is the session. Minus 9.5. I need this candle to close below. 2 more minutes. Can we close below? And then I want to see it drive. So if this candle closes bullish below Asia lows, I want to see the next candle do something like that.
Oof. It's looking a bit tough out here today.
Yeah, spirit trading is not for everyone, eh? So 1 minute 39. Can we close below the Asia lows?
You see, Chris, it's because you didn't see on the 1 second chart there was a break of structure to the top side.
One minute. We need to close below, guys. That is critically important for me that we close below. Otherwise, I'm going to take a 4, then it's basically 8 pips on the day. Take it on the chin for the session. But I do not want to see another hold of this level, because then we are likely going to push up. 30 seconds, let's see. Trigger finger ready to close it. 20 seconds. Market makers need to push it below that level. 10, 7, and I'm out, guys. That is the session for me. Minus, what is this? Let me pull it down quickly. What the, oh, I locked it. Hectic. That is 6.4, so it's minus, what is that, 6.4. You can basically say it is 10 pips on the session, 0.5% down on the day, minus 10 pips. We tried the sells, we didn't succeed, and I am not buying this due to the fact that we are still making lower lows on the 80. GJ, as mentioned this morning, I wanted the accumulation distribution to start pointing up as well. Remember, we said we want to see this level being tested, and then we want to see it push up and hold that level, but nothing I like anymore. Gold failing to hold Asia lows. DXY still holding Asia lows very nicely, could make a push up. GU just messing around here at Asia lows. USD ZAR, we wanted buys from here, we didn't get it. GJ, I was looking for potential buys this morning, and UJ, we were looking for sells. We took two tries at it. Managed risk, minus 10 pips. And I'm gonna be naughty and tell you guys what I'm gonna do off stream. So I'd still technically have half a bullet because I took 2 trades, and I took basically, I risk 1% per trade. I lost 0.5%. And if later on we get back below the Asia lows, Asia highs are still intact. If we get something like this,
Adamant, eh?
I am now like that that donkey that wants to eat its head. But if we get something like this, guys, on the 5 minutes and we close below, I'll most probably wait for maybe like a mini retest and a break. I would still look to short this market, but it is 11:30. US30 for later on in the session. NYSE, we down 0.13. 80 is flirting here with the lows. I might even consider buys, to be very honest. If you look at yesterday, how we pushed lower first and then up, yeah, around about 10, but daily bias is bearish. Let me just see where we are on the daily.
I was gonna say, keep in mind, so yesterday we actually had a pretty small day for USD. So as you always say, small days allow for big days, and keep in mind we do have USPMR, so there can be a definite big move on USD today.
Yeah, we are so far away from the pivot. So let me put it to you this way, guys. If we come and we regain Asia lows closer to market open, I do think we can push up to the daily pivot level. And I would, if we start showing some bearish signs there, I'll maybe look for sells there or even continuation buys. Nasdaq, very similar. Nasdaq currently trying to flip bullish. I would monitor this level right here, 15,480, for potential sell continuations. And there it is, UJ running, so I don't think we'll get that play there. I was bullish on the day. However, my accumulation distribution is not allowing me to take. Yeah, I'm gonna leave this be now. Like, there was a setup I wanted, I didn't get it. So yeah, guys, that is the stream. Really appreciate you guys joining. Unfortunately, not great setups this morning. But that is it, minus 10 pips. Keegs minus 20. And that is the other side of trading, where you take the losses as well. So really appreciate you guys joining. I think we hit our peak concurrent viewers today, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you so much for showing up, guys. Thank you for the positivity, the energy. Discord going live on Friday. Friday we also have Giano from Wake joining from Namibia. And Monday, quite a big announcement. I think you guys are going to be excited about it, just as excited as we are. So I haven't had breakfast. I'm going to cook up some oats now, grab a coffee. Keegs, what do you want to tell the guys? How do you feel after that loss? Are you okay?
Guys, I'm a little bit depressed. I think I might quit trading, but nah, I'm joking. Of course we're not. We take it on the chin. It's development and research, and we keep moving forward. So we'll literally be right back. New York session, I'm going to go at it again. So ain't stopping us. We're going forward, keeping it forward, and just looking for those blue days.
Sweet, guys. You're minus 10 for me on the day. I do not take it with pride. We obviously want to hold ourselves to a high standard, but I think risk was managed well. As I mentioned, if I just went with the set and forget mentality, I think we are very close to hitting a full 20 pip stop. So we had 2 bites of the apple bit back. So we are back at it, NYSE. See you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining. Just before you guys go, Kate, what time do you have load shedding tomorrow? Let me just check before, because load shedding is a thing now. It's trending again. 10 till 12. Okay, beautiful. So tomorrow, quick stream, hour and a half. Be ready. And we will see you guys tomorrow.
Cool. Cheers, guys.
Peace and love.